The 1960s. What a time it was. The world was a place full of change and hope, with new inventions and cultural revolutions happening every day. Kids were spending their summers outside, playing with toys that made every moment feel like an adventure. But some of these toys, while cherished back then, might raise a few eyebrows today. So, let's take a trip down memory lane and look at 10 toys from the 1960s that would be banned today. Some of these toys were harmless fun, while others, well, they're a bit more controversial than you might expect. Number 1, the lawn darts. Lawn darts, or jarts, were once a favorite outdoor game for family picnics and backyard barbecues. They were simple. You threw heavy, sharp-pointed metal darts at a target on the grass. Sounds fun, right? Well, in a world where safety regulations are more stringent, lawn darts would likely be banned today due to their potential danger. Kids would throw them high into the air, and if they missed their mark, someone could easily get hurt. The game was eventually recalled in the late 80s after numerous injuries, but for a time, it was a staple of outdoor fun. Number 2, the Easy Bake Oven, but with real light bulbs. The Easy Bake Oven was the magical little kitchen that let kids bake their own treats. Powered by a light bulb, it was the perfect way for children to feel like they were playing chef. While the idea itself was a hit, the oven of the 60s used a regular incandescent light bulb, which often got incredibly hot and posed a serious burn risk. Today's models are far safer, but back then, that light bulb was a mini-fire hazard just waiting to happen. It's amazing it took so long for the warnings to come, and today, an easy bake oven like that would be considered far too dangerous. Number 3, the Atomic Energy Lab. In 1950s and 1960s America, everything seemed to be atomic-powered, from rockets to even kids' toys. One of the most ambitious and hazardous examples of this was the Atomic Energy Lab from the Gilbert Toy Company. This toy set included uranium, or a Geiger counter, and actual radioactive materials. Yes, you read that correctly. Kids were actually playing with radiation. Today, no toy company would dare to sell such a set, as it would be both irresponsible and illegal. But back then, it was seen as a fascinating way to teach children about science, although most parents probably weren't aware of the risks. Number 4, Creepy Crawler's Oven. If you were a kid in the 60s, you probably remember the Creepy Crawler's Oven, a toy that allowed you to create your own rubber insects. You'd pour colored liquid plastic into metal molds and bake them in a mini oven. While it was hours of fun for kids, it also meant handling a hot oven without the safeguards we'd expect today. Plus, the plastic used wasn't always the safest, and many children ended up with burns or toxic exposure. While creepy crawlers are still around today, the original version, with its dangers and unregulated materials, would definitely not make it to store shelves in the modern world. Number 5, the Johnny Reb Cannon. This toy was a miniature Civil War cannon that could actually shoot a real, metal ball from its barrel. Sold as a toy to teach kids about history, it came with a lot of potential for injury. Parents would load it up with gunpowder and fire it, sending a metal ball flying into the air. While it might have been fun to reenact historical battles, the risks involved, fire, gunpowder, and shrapnel, are way too high for today's safety standards. No modern toy company would get away with selling something like this, and for good reason. Number 6, the hula hoop. The hula hoop became a worldwide sensation in the 60s, with kids spinning the colorful plastic ring around their waists in a bid to keep it moving. While the toy itself was harmless fun, some versions were painted with lead-based paint, which would certainly be a cause for concern today. Lead poisoning is no joke, and it wasn't until later that people realized the risks of using lead in toys. If today's safety regulations had been in place back then, the hula hoop would have looked a lot different, or wouldn't have existed at all. Number 7, the slap bracelet. The slap bracelet was a fun little toy that you slapped against your wrist, and it would curl around it to fit snugly. But here's the kicker. The inside of those bracelets was made of metal, which could break or snap, exposing sharp edges. Kids would end up getting scratched, or even poked with the metal parts. Though the toy's popularity soared in the late 80s, its history started in the 60s, and it would be banned today due to the risk of injury. Even with a little fun, sharp metal inside a toy isn't something you'd want around kids today. Number 8, the mystery soap. This was a strange one. The mystery soap toy was a bar of soap with a hidden object embedded inside it, and kids would carve away the soap to discover the surprise. While it seems harmless enough, some versions contained dangerous chemicals that could be ingested or cause irritation. The idea of encouraging children to carve into soap also seems pretty risky now, as it could lead to cuts or accidents. It's the kind of toy that seems innocent in hindsight, but today would likely raise some red flags for any parent concerned about safety. Number 9. The trampolines. Trampolines have been around for a long time, but in the 1960s, they were often used without any sort of safety netting or padding around the edges. Kids could easily fall off, bounce too high, or collide with other jumpers. The 1960s version of trampolines was pretty bare bones, just a spring-loaded mat, and that's part of what made them so dangerous. While trampolines are still enjoyed today, they are vastly improved with safety features that would have been unimaginable back then. In the 60s, if you survived a trampoline session without injury, you were one of the lucky ones. Number 10. The lead soldier set. Soldiers made from lead were once a staple of toy armies. These minifigures would be molded out of lead and painted, allowing kids to create their own war reenactments. Of course, we now know the dangers of lead exposure, which can cause developmental problems and other health issues in children. Lead toys were eventually banned in the 70s due to these risks, but during the 1960s, they were sold freely. Today, such toys would never pass modern safety standards. The toys of the 60s were truly a product of their time, some innocent fun, and others, well, let's just say they wouldn't fly today. But they're all part of the nostalgic charm of a bygone era. If you enjoyed taking this trip down memory lane, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more stories from the past. After all, it's always fun to reminisce about the toys we used to love, and the ones we're lucky we never had to play with.